Okay, so when you watched this episode, leave in the comment section down below right now what you got in terms of value out of this episode. I want you to pause this and leave it in the comment section down below. I'm going to be asking you stuff, and then I want you to update your comment and, you know, leave it as like number 1, your answer for number 1 and number 2 and so forth. I want to know what you guys think, and that's my experiment. So I'm going to review this episode with a few notes that I made. So the first thing is Boruto seeing Garaga in dreams. So is this like a dream sequence kind of thing where Boruto sees an animal or something like that in like this puddle of water, like an inner world, in the same way that Naruto saw Kurama or Jinchuriki see their animals that are sealed in them? Like, does Boruto have some kind of special ability to connect with animals in some kind of way, so they appear in this inner world? If that's the case, if Boruto actually has the ability to do that, then wouldn't he be able to talk to Kurama by using that same ability? Now, you can't say it's the Jogan because he hasn't activated it, so it's not that. And if it's not unique to Boruto, if anyone can just connect to an animal like that or connect to a person like that, that's basically kind of like telepathy, and they can use that ability to talk to other people, which is very useful. So right now, is it like a common thing, or is it something special that Boruto can do? At the moment, we don't know whether this is a dream sequence or this is actually Boruto connecting with Garaga. We don't know what that is. So the second thing I want to talk about is the dream that Boruto had himself. The episode is basically, well, mostly about that. And he has the dream where Mitsuki is always around, and he starts to notice Mitsuki more. Like, if this whole sequence came first, if we got this first, where he noticed that he was taking Mitsuki for granted and ignoring Mitsuki and thinking this guy is always going to be there, all my friends are always going to be there, then that would have made more sense to then, after that, insert that scene where he was devastated because Mitsuki actually left Konoha. You know that scene where he was at Orochimaru's lair and he was devastated? That would have made sense, because then up until that point he would have had enough time to absorb what happened and be in shock and be devastated because he lost a friend. But that happens after he is devastated that he lost a friend, which doesn't make sense, right? So the other thing that doesn't make sense to me is his dream in itself, like his conclusion, right? So you have Garaga constantly attacking him, and then Boruto basically says, okay, I woke up now and I know what to do. So a friend told him that it's his will that he is, you know, carrying out, and he attacks you when you try to save him, or at least convince him to come back. You know, if it was me, if I woke up from something like that, I would say, okay, cool, it's been decided then, because clearly they don't want me to save him. They don't need any saving. They chose this of their own free will. But then this guy wakes up after his whole dream sequence and says that he's basically going to do the same thing that he has been doing ever since Mitsuki got lost. So it's like, okay, we wasted an entire episode getting to a conclusion, which is for you to continue doing the same thing that you did. So it's like, what's the point of that dream sequence? Nothing was going to change Boruto's mind anyways, because Boruto is Boruto. He always sets his goal on something and he does it, right? And also, what kind of progress have we actually made by him coming to the conclusion that he's just gonna continue doing what he was gonna do a few episodes ago? Don't get me wrong, I like this arc, I really like it. I think this arc is necessary for Mitsuki to develop as a character, and I want Mitsuki to be independent and have his own goals in life, except from doing always what Boruto wants to do, right? But I think that the arc would have benefited if they didn't just like bloat the arc with a lot of like scenes which were unnecessary, and certain episodes, you know, the whole test thing at the Ryuji cave, like that was unnecessary, because it basically first of all stepped on the legendary status of Ryuji cave, because a bunch of like 12-year-olds just went in there and came back out unharmed. And also, I guess it's the fact that this arc has been prolonged way too much, and I'm going to talk about that more when I cover the spoilers, because I'm going to be covering them in the next video, so stay tuned for that. The arc has been prolonged, and we only have like, what, 20 minutes to watch this, so we want our 20 minutes to be worth it. So after watching this and feeling like nothing has been accomplished, I mean, look at this episode where Boruto basically sleeps the entire episode and just wakes up and says, oh, I came to a new conclusion, and it's that I'm gonna do the same thing I was doing again. It's like, you haven't made any progress at all. Anyways, the ninjas that were attacked by the synthetic humans, I actually did some digging to find out exactly what rank they were. Now, on Boruto Reddit or Naruto Reddit, there was a user who actually posted the information regarding the people who voice acted them, and then they were listed to be chunin because the voice actors for those characters were credited to be voicing chunins, right? Now, Sarada confirmed in this episode that these niggas are actually jonin, so it confirms basically the power scaling is broken, because now jonin are being defeated by characters that should be on par with them. I mean, Boruto and his entire team would do a better job taking these people down than these jonin would do. So does that mean Boruto and his team, based on them being like prodigies, does that mean that they are jonin level? Because at the moment they are doing a better job than most of these fodder jonin out there. So apparently an Akuta survived and is like a baby Akuta, right? Inojin is teaching its morality, and to be honest with you, I don't see this thing lasting for a very long time. I don't see Inojin keeping this, just like Sumire kept the Nue. So either this thing is there as a plot device for something, either it's going to turn on them, or it's going to learn morality, develop an attachment to Inojin, and then sacrifice itself, because I don't see Inojin using this thing in the future. So far, a lot of the stuff we've gotten from Boruto since episode 1, a lot of it is rehashing of the same story. The great Naruto bridge, that the Zabuza mission, the hidden mist arc, and now this one is basically a rehash of the Sasuke retrieval arc in original Naruto. I believe that's what the arc was called. So I think, to be honest with you, I'm really excited for the manga. Once this catches up with the manga, they are going to focus on the anime alone, because the manga is just going to have to play catch up with the anime, and then we are going to get weekly episodes. I think most likely they're going to take a break or something before all that happens, but at the moment the manga seems to be interesting, and I think it's going to be better if it was a regular thing, if it was a weekly thing. I think Boruto will really be up there. But apparently though, Ikemoto cannot keep up with weekly chapters, so it's going to have to be monthly. So we're going to have to rely on the anime to give us our weekly dose of Boruto. Anyways, I'm going to be covering the spoilers. Yes, I know I'm a bit late, but I'm still going to give you my opinions on them anyways. And I'm also waiting for the next chapter of Boruto to come out to review it, because it's been quite a long time since I actually reviewed a chapter, and I actually have a lot of opinions and things to talk about in terms of what's been happening and what I've missed so far. So with that being said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy your day, and I have nothing more to say. Bye.